What's going on, YouTube? So in the American market, one of the most important segments is, of course, the compact SUV. And Kia, with their Sportage model, has been making a lot of gains in recent years. But Kia is also a brand that does not sit on their laurels, so they are making some updates to this Sportage for 2026, hoping to make it even better than ever before and more competitive with the likes of RAV4 and CR-V. So this is the 2026 model. Let's go ahead, dive in, and take a detailed first look. All right, so we're going to start off here with the exterior design, of course, and as soon as you walk up to this vehicle, you'll probably notice there's some changes to the look. This is a very bold design for the compact crossover segment. It's one of the things that helps the Sportage stand out, and they actually dialed it up a little bit more than even before. So up here in the front, we've got a modernized version of that signature tiger nose grille. This is finished in a full gloss black on this trim level, our Prestige trim. But you do also have, of course, a lot of different versions. There's a huge number of trims that this is available in, ranging from your off-road focused X Pro models to your sportier looking X Line models. Down on the bottom, you'll notice you still have that gloss black finish through here as well. And then a big change to the front is right here with our headlights. So since we have the top end version, we're going to have the projector LEDs in the stacked crystal design. We have the brand new star map light daytime running light, so it's larger than before, more prominent, and finished in that signature amber color you've seen on a lot of Kias like the Telluride. Down here at the bottom, we have an LED fog light as well. Now moving on to our wheels, as you'd expect for a refresh, we've got some brand new designs. This is the largest size you can get. It's a 19-inch alloy finished in the gloss black on board with today's model. This is actually very similar to what you have on the Telluride, as well as the newest Kias like the EV9. And then as we take a look at our mirrors here, nice gloss back finish on board. The top trim is going to come with power folding, and then almost every single trim will come with standard blind spot monitoring.
Now, at the side of the Kia Sportage, of course, the overall vehicle length doesn't change. This is just a refresh after all, so we're sitting at about 183 inches in overall vehicle length. As far as some design touches that's worth pointing out, of course, this particular model has the blacked out window surrounds. We also have blacked out roof rails up top, and you can get a black roof on the X Pro model. So you might actually be able to see that in the background there. They have an X Pro version of this vehicle with the black roof. It looks really fantastic in that wolf gray paint color. Now coming back to the refresh Sportage that we're looking at today, as you can see, the rear is mostly the same shape as before. However, we do have quite a few new elements for the 2026 model year. So up top, we have a spoiler through here. We have a hidden wiper underneath. And then this piece right through the center section, this black element, is new. We also have blacked out Kia branding, Sportage branding. And then let's take a look at our taillights. The taillights themselves, as expected for a refresh, you do have a new design to it. As you can see, we kind of have a really cool LED accent strip. It's also going to be a full LED unit, including your turn signal, your reverse light, and your brake light. As we drop down to the lower fascia, most of this is going to be, either a matte black or a piano black. And as far as towing, we'll insert that down below. Now, it's a family SUV after all, so what about your safety systems? Kia is including every single one of those as standard equipment. The only exception to that is the highway drive assist function, which will be added on the higher end examples. But guys, they've done a lot to the inside as well, so let's go ahead and dive into that. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then, we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
And if you want to know about all the latest and greatest rides, then make sure to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the newest cars. All right, let's go ahead and get into the interior, where we're going to see some changes, of course. You're going to have a smart entry system, as you'd expect. And then, guys, check out this interior. Wow, when you first look inside, I'm just very blown away by how rich the overall cabin looks. Again, like I said, there are some pretty substantial changes to the overall look on board, and we'll dive into some of the individual details. But first, just want to mention, we have a real leather seat through here. As you can see, really nice quilting design here on this top level model with the brown finish. Super nice, two-tone as well. You have 10 ways of power adjustment, and you have memory seats located on the door trim. And now that we're fully inside here, let's look around at the cabin materials. So obviously there's a lot of competition, and some of those have very nice interiors. As far as this interior, you have nice leather through there. You have the leatherette through the center section as well. Soft touch plastic along the top. Top part of our dashboard is a padded plastic with a stitching detail. We have kind of a light colored faux wood going on through here. It's an interesting look to this, and then some piano black through the center section. More of that trim runs down through the center section. If I'm not mistaken, this was all piano black before, so this is going to wear a lot better in this 2026 model. Now obviously we're inside here, we're at an auto show, so we can't fire everything up. But we can go ahead and talk about some of the improvements. One of the things I want to mention right from the start is, of course, our gauge cluster. This is a 12.3-inch gauge cluster as part of the dual screen arrangement that we've seen kind of roll out across a lot of the Kia products. And then the bigger news, though, is this right here. We now have a head-up display. That's pretty rare for this segment. A lot of the rivals aren't offering this feature, and it is new for 2026 on our top model. Also new is this steering wheel. This is the latest and greatest Kia design. Very luxurious look. You don't ever see this two-tone design in most mainstream vehicles, so I really like it. It is a two-spoke, so it's kind of unconventional in the overall shape, but the buttons are laid out, all physically rendered, no touch sensors or anything like that. The steering wheel is manual tilt and telescoping. Heating is, of course, an available feature. Now, when we're talking about interior storage, you can open this up. You see we got plenty of space inside of there with the nice felt lining. This also has a versatile area here, which is reconfigurable with those cup holders you might have seen on some other Hyundai and Kia products, where you can fold them out or pop them out like that. You have some more storage up there in the front with a wireless phone charging pad, your USB connections through there. And then on our hybrid models, we've got the small compact shifter. It's just a rotary style, so you can twist over for drive, twist the opposite way for reverse. And of course, this is going to have an available 360 camera as well. Now, as you've probably been noticing, and as you basically expect from the Kia brand, you have a lot of features included. One of the things you'll notice, heated and ventilated seats, and that's your heated steering wheel button here on this top-end SX Prestige. You have the climate controls, which are the digital climate, where it virtually kind of appears. You can reconfigure it to be both climate or audio controls. And speaking of audio, SX and SX Prestige models will get the Harman Kardon premium audio system. Now, obviously, here in the auto show setting, we're not going to have time to be able to pair the phone or anything like that, but this is one of the better sounding sound systems in the segment based on what we've heard in the past. 12.3-inch main infotainment system. Unfortunately, I can't get it on right now, but the important thing about this upgrade for 2026 is that it now has CCNC software, meaning you have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on every single version. So that's certainly a nice addition. Up top, this model's got the manual dimming mirror. Auto dimming is offered. And we also have a large panoramic sunroof.
Now let's go ahead and talk about the rear seat area for this Sportage. Of course, for the refresh, this is not going to change a huge amount. You're still going to have a ton of space. To be exact, 41 inches of legroom, about 38 inches of headroom. Those are really fantastic figures for this segment. And by the way, if you want to see how this Sportage stacks up, the pre-refresh model, at least, against the competition, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/vehicle rankings to see all the compact SUVs that you might be cross-shopping with and make an informed decision based on the things that matter most to you, such as style, space, practicality. Those types of things are all on there, resale and reliability. So we definitely encourage you to check that out. Now, as far as other features worth noting, the seats themselves are very comfortable. As far as the reclining function, they do recline quite a bit. Still no heated back seats are on this 2026 model, so that's something they have not added for the refresh. We have two cup holders in the center, and we also have vents in the center section, a little storage cubby, two more USB-C ports right there, and these headrests kind of function as coat hooks, which is certainly a nice touch. All right, and let's go ahead and talk about the cargo area when it comes to this Sportage. That, once again, is not going to change for the refresh, so you're going to find one of the most spacious offerings in the segment. We're sitting at a little under 40 cubic feet of space behind the second row of seats. If we fold it down, we're sitting at around the 75 cubic foot margin, which is really, really good for this segment of vehicle. It does depend on what version you get. If you choose the plug-in hybrid, that does reduce your cargo capacity ever so slightly, so keep that in mind. As far as features are concerned, there are handles here in the cargo area to fold down the seats, 60-40 split. And then up underneath of the floor, you're going to find a little bit of additional space as well.
Let's talk a little bit about what you'll find under the hood of the 2026 Sportage. It is going to continue to be the same for 2026 as last year, meaning you have gas, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid varieties of this model. Power figures are going to be revised just a little bit, so your top power figure will be this plug-in hybrid at 268 horsepower. There's several different transmissions that you can choose depending on which powertrain you select, and our 2026 fuel economy is not yet rated, but it is expected to be just about the same as before. So your gas models will be about 28 mpg combined, and your hybrid models about 35 mpg combined.
And let's go ahead and discuss pricing and expected availability for this Sportage. Now, first off, with the expected availability, Kia is saying this is coming in Q2 of 2025. So you're really not going to have to wait much longer to pick one of these up. It should be available at your local Kia dealer this summer. Now, as far as pricing is concerned, we don't have official 2026 pricing. However, you can see the 2025 prices on the screen right now. We are expecting those prices to remain mostly the same this year, of course, with maybe a few increases of about $1,000 on the base end and $1,000 on the top end. I'd expect a fully loaded example, to be about $40,000. Of course, the plug-in hybrid does cost quite a bit more, which is what we've been looking at today. Now, if you're looking to buy a Kia Sportage or any new vehicle, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. And of course, this is just a first look review, so we will be covering the Sportage more extensively when we can actually take it out in the daylight, outside of the auto show, as well as drive this model later on. So definitely subscribe if you're at all interested in this Sportage or any new vehicle on the market. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.